What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode. We are working on a coyote cage today. If you haven't seen my other cage build series, go ahead and check it out. It's a 3-part series, shows you how to build these cages. I make them for bobcats mostly, and they're 36 inches long. Today we're doing one that's a coyote cage. So a lot of the steps I'm going to skip, so you can check and see those in the other cage build series, but I'm going to show you some differences as I go along with this cage build. Just for starters, I've already built the cage itself. You can see it right there. It is 40 inches long. Basically, I took a old cage trap, a box cage trap that you can buy at the store, and I took it all apart and rebent it into the dimensions that I wanted. It is 10 across, and it is 20 inches tall and 40 inches long. I'm also going to push the pan further back, and I'm changing up the front a little bit. This used to be a metal shelf, a little metal grate shelf, and I cut it to the dimensions that I'm going to want for my door. So like I said, as we go, I'll show you some of the differences in the pan design. But it's going to be very similar to the bobcat cages. So I'll show you the differences as we go along with the build. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you guys get some good information out of this. Alrighty guys, so this is what we've done so far. Just like on the other cage builds, we've put our plate here to attach our trigger system. And this is just 1/8 inch steel. It's about 4 inches wide. And then we added our rails on either side, and those are the same rails, the same way we cut them on the other video. And then we did our door right here, and all I did with the door, zoom out a little bit here, all I did with the door is attach a piece of rebar to either side of this wire just to make it a bit heavier, a little bit more sturdy, give it some structural support there. And that's it. That's going to be the door. And it drops right down into those rails. And that's going to be our door. All I got to do is attach this upper piece here, do the trigger system, and do the pan. I'll show you guys the pan. The pan's going to be a little bit different than our other cages. So when we get to that point, I will show you that. All right. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So we've got our pan drawn out here. Like I said, I've just got these old pieces of sheet metal from old shelves and stuff that I've saved. And the way I've cut my pan, I'm going to cut my pan here. I'm going to use this edge just to give myself some tabs. But I'm only making it 7 inches long this time, and I'm going 9 inches wide because the cage is 10 inches. So I want a little bit of clearance on the side so it doesn't get caught up. And then I'm going to put this pan a lot closer to the back. I'll show you how I'm going to set that up. But I'm also going to cut this hole into the back of the pan and put a piece of metal across the back. And what that's going to be is it's going to be kind of making a dirt hole out of the pan itself. I talked to a couple of different guys on online, and they said to try and make the actual cage itself into a dirt hole set. So that's what I'm going to try and do with this pan and see how it works. So I'm going to get this cut out, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to set it up. Alrighty guys, so we got that cut out. I welded a little tab with a hole. That's where my line's going to go through for the tripping mechanism to run up to the front. Like I said, I just cut a hole in the back there and then just welded a little piece of metal across that just to strengthen the back of the pan. Basically just put a hole in the back of the pan, and that's where the bait and everything's going to go through. It's going to lay inside the cage, something like that, and I'm going to make it this close to the back so that the coyote comes in about 32-33 inches before he gets to the pan, and hopefully that's enough so when that cage triggers, that door triggers, they'll go through. And the idea behind the hole in the pan is he'll start hitting that with his paw, trying to get at the food underneath and trigger the pan. I have no idea if this is going to work. This is just gonna, like I said, I just talked to a few other trappers who said try and make the cage into a dirt hole, so this is what I kind of came up with. And we'll see how it works. So you guys can build it like this if you want, or you can watch how it works for me and let me be the test dummy. So I'm going to get this set into the cage and we'll finish the build. Alright guys, so just like in my other videos, I welded on a nut or a bolt right here so that I can put my trigger lever on there. That goes on right there. And then I've got that little 1/2 inch square tubing. And if you can see down inside there, I drilled a hole through the rails. And Drake is barking because he's mad because I won't let him out of his kennel right now. But that's just set there to give a little spot for the nail to go through into the rail system to hold up the door. So we'll get this put together and then I'll show you the final product. Alright guys, the easiest way to do this when you're putting in your trigger wire to your hooking it to your pan is you put it through that little hole and then run your wire all the way to the other side of the pan so it sticks out the other side. Once you do that, you put your little bend in it, then you can pull it back through and then you can adjust your wire from there. That's the easiest way to put it in so that your wire and pan and everything line up and everything works out okay. But if you bend it on this side and then pull it back through to that little point there, then it's easier to get hooked onto that little point. Otherwise you're sitting there tinkering with it forever and it's a real pain. So easiest thing to do, slide it all the way through, put your bend in it, and then pull it back through. Alright, I'm gonna bring you back as soon as I get this all hooked up. Alrighty guys, so there it is. See the pan in the back there with the big gap in the center. Did the little angle iron door stop on this one. Same trigger as before in my other videos. I'll drop the link below for how to do that. There's the pan in the back. And then just like all my other ones, it fires. Door comes down. Can't come up. That door lock holds it. And that's pretty much it, guys. So, like I said, this one's 10 inches wide, 20 inches tall, and 40 inches long. And we'll see how it does. It's going to be an experiment. We're going to be tinkering with this most of the season, but the goal is to catch at least one coyote in it this season. So we'll see if that happens. Let's see how many inches it is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 inches before you hit the pan. So hopefully that is enough to get a coyote far enough into that cage when that door drops. He'll be in that cage. And again, the idea behind that hole in there is to put the bait there so that the coyote starts pawing at it and gets himself caught. So we'll see if that works. This is going to be an experiment. Hopefully it works. So we'll get this out on the line and we'll show you guys that as soon as we get it out there. Alrighty guys, we got the coyote cage set up here. I just put some little garlandy stuff up top just to kind of draw some attention. Some garland hanging in the back of the cage right there. You can also see some fluff dead center. Right below that fluff is where the hole in the pan is. And underneath that, I've got a big old glob of Trapper Jay's all predator bait. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they see that fluff, they come in, they start digging at it because they can smell everything and they go after it. I also have a little bit of that predator bait from the stick still hanging up in the back of the cage too, to just try and get some of that smell out there. So we'll see what happens. We've got a lot of cat tracks in this wash, so we may end up with a cat in here. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. It's the fun part about trapping, but I've got a little split here in the washes. Right here, we've got cat tracks going up this wash, and we have cat tracks going up that wash. And so hopefully we'll get something. I got a camera over here since the camera ban in Arizona doesn't start until January. I'm going to take advantage of that and try and see if I can get some footage for you guys before the ban takes place. So, well, we can only hope. It's the 9th of December today, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what we end up with. All right, guys, we'll see you down at the next one.